Welcome to In the Field with MGS. In part 2 of this episode, we visit the Michigan Geological Repository for Research and Education and learn more about the data that is available there. The Michigan Geological Repository for Research and Education houses a collection containing approximately 530,000 linear feet of rock cores. These cores are used in applied research on a variety of topics. In addition to cores, the MGRRE has drill cuttings, outcrop samples, and thin sections, as well as data sets including mud logs, wireline logs, and lithological log strips. Some of these collections are also available to view online. The MGRRE houses Michigan's largest collection of subsurface geological samples and data. Many of these samples were at risk of deterioration or destruction due to a changing industry and limited storage capability. I spoke with Dr. Peter Voice, a research associate and director of outreach at the Michigan Geological Repository for Research and Education, about how the MGRRE acquires samples and the data that is available online.
Almost everything at MGRRE has been donated. As geologists retire, they will send us records that they feel should be preserved for further study. We also work with not only the oil and gas industry, but some of our cores come from geotechnical work. The Michigan Department of Transportation, they actually sample the bedrock in order to test the strength of that rock and to make sure it can support the weight of the structures they're planning on building. The company that built the new bridge at Detroit, we ended up getting the cores that were on the American side of the bridge. Some of the salt mining companies send us cores. And then we have cores that come from environmental remediation projects. So yeah, we get a lot of material donated to us, but we have to catalog every sample. We maintain a database of the collections that tells us what we have and where it is stored in the building. And we can use that spreadsheet to actually find every core in the collection. Western has Scholarworks. That's actually a platform used by a bunch of different universities for the public sharing of data. You can use that platform for anything. And so we hit on the idea of putting a lot of these geologic records that aren't available anywhere else up online for people who are interested in the geology of Michigan to explore. So currently what they have been scanning is a series of data sets including some old scout tickets. Companies would actually hire a geologist to go and basically spy on their competitors. So they would actually go out to the field and watch drillers drilling a well for a competitor, and they would try to keep track of how much footage was being drilled based on the number of casings that they put down into the well. And from that, they could get a sense for what geologic units that the other company was targeting. The second data set is thin sections. Thin sections are small sheets of rock, so thin that you can transmit light through them. And geologists use that to identify the types of minerals that are present in the sample, to look at the texture of the rock, to look at the porosity, the space in between the grain resources that are present in those rocks. And so having that as a digital archive, taking photographs of each of these thin sections means that researcher at another location, they can actually just download the pictures, and maybe they do need to look at those slides later on in person, but at least it gives them a way to look at those and make observations from those sites. They've been putting up scanned lithologic logs. These were another type of document that was prepared for some wells by the companies that have very nice strips that represent the geology that the well drilled through, and they color-coded the different rock types and had notes about the units that the drillers drilled through.
Although we cannot know how and when data from these cores will be used, preserving them is essential because new analytical techniques are developed, computer modeling capabilities are constantly improving, and scientific concepts evolve. You can contact the MGRRE to schedule field trips, attend workshops, or make arrangements to examine samples and other data sets. Check out the website for more information about scheduling your visit and facility resources and fees. Thanks for watching. Please let us know what other topics you'd like to see us cover. And make sure to rock the subscribe button.